Hi, I'm Blake Bell, and this is a book review for Ayn Rand's Anthem. This story is about a boy named Equality 72521. He lives in a society where the government controls everything. You can't do any action unless you run it by the government. You see, they're on a time schedule, so they're always moving, always doing something else. And this boy, he's a little bit of curious. He has a lot of curiosity in him. And that could end up causing him some trouble later on in the story. Now, he's a part of this house called the House of Street Sweepers. And he goes and cleans up these streets. And he ends up seeing this girl in this field named Liberty 53000. And he starts to wonder and gets curious. And he starts liking this girl. And they start talking, and then they have this great conversation. And they end up meeting up multiple times, and he's starting to favor this girl over his other brothers, which is a big sin to the government. And they say if you favor someone over your other brothers, that you have broken the law. And that's what he starts to do. He even gives her this nickname, the Golden One. Now, what do you think when you see the Golden One? I mean, she's just this girl, this random girl. He barely knows her and gives her the nickname the Golden One. Now, later on in the story, he ends up finding this tunnel with her, but she's a little afraid to go down there. So he goes down there by himself. And this tunnel is from the Dark Ages, which the government says is a no-no. They don't like anything about the Dark Ages. They tried to hide that past because that was a rough time for their society. And he goes down there and he finds all these wonderful things, like these science experiments and these books and all these things from the old Dark Ages which no one knew about because the government hid it so well that everybody just forgot about those times. And he starts to get a little bit curious, starting doing his own science experiments. And he's starting to become more knowledgeable and have more smarts than the philosophers of the society. And that's a little scary for the government, because if the government finds out, he could possibly be killed. And Ayn Rand's writing is so weird because she writes in first person. It's a little hard to understand at first, but as you keep reading, it becomes more clear. And when I was first reading this book, I didn't like it. I was like, where's the story going? But as you keep reading and turning page by page, the story keeps coming better and better. And then you're like, did that just happen? Wait, what? What's happening? And by the end of the story, you're like, wow, I didn't see any of that coming. And this is a great read if you're looking for a book just to enjoy. I didn't first like it because it's not a normal book I would have picked. But after I read it and kept going until the end, I was like, that's actually a pretty great book. And you got to not judge a book by its cover. That's what we like to do. But you just got to be open your mind and open your opinions to new horizons, like Anthem. I would suggest this to any reader looking for just to sit down and have a great read. Thank you.